As always, the first parts here are getting the show started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post it on.
Is your ear crackling?
Yeah, my ear's crackling.
Oh, yeah. That's like paper's crackling right now.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's make sure that this is going.
Did you guys have nice weather there today?
We only walked outside once, and it seemed pretty warm out there.
Yeah. It was warm here today, but we had thunder showers all day.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets too hot here.
Crazy weather. It's supposed to be back nice again tomorrow.
You see, I changed the opening music. I think I like this a little bit better. Let's do this. I can't spell click. Still can't.
And that cat. We got to show him that.
Yeah. How do you do it?
Here comes GP, right?
This might have been a mistake.
Oh no, I just heard the ding ding, but Anna, you just added YouTube.
Oh, I didn't do anything. It was Martin.
So what did you guys do? How did you do that or add it?
Add what?
It said that you just added YouTube.
Oh, we were gonna. There's on the left toolbar. There's a toolbar that pops up that has YouTube on it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hold on.
Oh, and then there's the whole little message and Q&A thing.
Okay, that's it. We're live. We're going.
We're live?
We're live. Let me turn this music down. Hello, world out there. Goodbye, cruel world. We're leaving. So, yeah, so how was the weather out there today, you said?
It's really hot. Utah's way too hot sometimes.
Muggy? Or
No, just a
hot.
real dry heat. Yeah.
It was muggy here today. We don't get that very often.
It's supposed to be 88 degrees here today, and then with some thunder showers, and we got the thunder showers, but tomorrow is supposed to be in the mid-90s and no rain. Well, so the Blast Couples Edition, Couples in America, sponsored by Real Men Love Jesus. So we got our first sponsor. Yeah, and I should pull up, well, one of these times I'll pull up Rock Solid for our granddaughter Raquel. We're watching her tonight. So sometimes as life goes with couples, things come up, and we watch Raquel a lot, and this is one of those times, so rather than we'll just have her with us. And then not sure when Greg's going to pop in, if he's going to at all, but his mother-in-law, who lives with them, she's having some procedure tomorrow, and so Ruthie needs to watch her. Ruthie and her mom are from Argentina, and because of they're really, really into the World Cup, and since they lost today, I had something all planned for her. I'll still play it just because Ruthie, I'm sure, will watch. But for all the people from Argentina, let's turn this up. This is for you, Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Look at those guys. I mean, I know it's
Sad
just,
day in Argentina.
it's a game, right? But look at the guy in the upper left-hand corner. I mean, that one just, let me see if I can make that bigger. Look at that guy. It's like the world just ended, you know? And these poor guys down on the beach, I mean, it's like, what do we do now? I don't know. All right, that's enough.
What a game.
Yeah, I don't care. Did you guys? No, you didn't watch the game. You don't care about soccer.
Nope.
We went out to dinner, so they had it on at the restaurant we were at. So we got to see the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, we watched the last. Yeah, probably when it was in overtime or something. I mean, personally, I like it because I've been playing since I played for 18 years. Started when I was in the second grade. So I don't know. I mean, I don't watch it during the season and all that stuff, but once you hit the World Cup or whatever, then I get into it. It's like any sports or whatever. So what I wanted to do with tonight's show was go a little bit unscripted and unplanned, and treat it exactly like what happens when we jump on the internet. And Lisa had a really good point last week. I mean, everyone's at different levels of what their interest levels are and stuff like that. And hers are not really politics. Hers are more life stuff. And I mean, politics is life stuff, but you know what I mean. And so she was kind of feeling like, I don't know if I want to do this or not. If you're talking about a bunch of stuff that bores me or that I don't pay attention to. So not that we won't touch politics, because I think it's a really big, important part of the world and what we're doing now. But what I thought we would do is more. I'll share my screen, and then I'll pull up some different websites like Gawker or CNN or the Smoking Gun, Fox News, stuff like that, and treat it exactly like as if you or me or her or you know would sit down and open the internet and just what's the website that we would normally go to first, and then the next one or whatever. And what we do and you do and everybody does is you sit down and whatever catches your eye, you're like, that's interesting to me. Let's pop open the story and read it. And it could be boring as all get out, so you don't pay attention to it and you move on. Or it might really get your interest and you start reading more about it. So does that sound good to you guys?
Sounds fun.
Sure. Should we play the cat video?
Which one?
Let's do that first.
What video?
You guys got video?
We'll play you a video. I don't know how to do it.
We can't help but think of this every time we hear that opening song. Probably just hit play there.
Now, do you want me to look up the website or send me the link and then it'll play on the screen for everybody?
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise nobody will be able to see your screen.
Okay. Look up Epic Cat Jump Fail.
Sale version.
The sale version.
Epic. Oops.
On YouTube. Epic Cat Jump Fail.
Jump Fail. Sale version. It's what do I want to do here? Okay. So let's hold on here. It's got
should be your new opening.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Let me start it over. I'm going to try this one of two ways. First, I'm going to try to share my screen, and if it comes up, great, then we'll do that. And then if not, I'm going to download it in 2 seconds and put it through our programmer. So let's go like this. And I'm going to go share screen region so you can see that. Let me try this. I'm going to make it big. Oh, shucks. That won't work. So let's go like this. I'm going to share screen. And let's go over and share that screen. I'm working 2 computers. Let's turn the volume up and see what we get. Oh, 1 second. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Go back to screen region. And now let's give this a try. Wait a minute. Are you telling me, is that the song that goes to it?
Yeah.
This will forever be.
That's why they think.
Are you shitting me? I just shut off. That's the theme for our show.
I know.
And so I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Okay, shut off the theme to our show. So when you said snail version.
That's why we thought of the video.
That's
Duh.
why it reminded me of the-
Okay. I'm a little slow here.
Hello. Are you blonde? No.
Yeah, yes, I'm blonde. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. We gotta watch that again. All right, hold on. Let's watch that again. I didn't even. I'm sitting here going, what? Okay, I'll make it big. That's so funny. God, that's hilarious.
You'll think of it every time now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is hilarious. That's funny. Let me
Siamese cat.
go back to us.
Do you guys have a cat?
No.
No.
Do we have a cat?
No,
We don't.
either. We used to a long time ago. We had one cat. One cat.
Let's go there.
I never had a cat growing up though, so I didn't really care if I ever had a cat. But our youngest daughter wanted one, so we got one.
Well, whose cat was it that was it the neighbor's cat?
I feel bad about that now.
She
I did not like cats back in the day.
A cat kept coming over to the backyard and she
Yeah.
picked
I
it up
just
and
tossed it right over the fence.
picked it up, threw it over the fence.
Well, you know, cats always land on their feet.
They do. That's good.
It wasn't
awesome.
nice, and I feel bad about it now, but yeah.
Yeah.
But it never came back, so. Stayed away.
Let me see here. It's funny. So yeah, my laptop is having an epic fail. My laptop's having a fail right now. It's literally stuck.
Oh no.
And it may
frozen.
be. Yeah, it's frozen. Somebody want to sing that song?
It's frozen.
So, anyways, yeah, that's funny. So I'm gonna
Save
go.
the day.
I'm gonna do something here. In that baby, and go on. Any particular topics and stuff that you guys had in mind, or you want to just go smorgasbord like I was suggesting?
Oh, we were just planning on not
Winging it?
knowing.
They
Yep.
wanted to show us that cat video, and so now we'll never forget that Siamese cat.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Well, I got to be able to share my screen, so we got to pull this baby up.
What else did you guys do this weekend besides Bowling.
I do.
Bowling.
Exciting
We did watch a couple movies.
Yeah,
so.
we watched a couple really good movies.
Oh, that's good. At home, huh?
We watched, you know who Yoni Netanyahu is? He's the brother of Benjamin Netanyahu.
No,
Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel.
Who?
The Prime Minister of Israel.
I'm teasing. I love the Jew. I'm teasing.
But his brother died in 1976. His brother died in 1976 when the Palestinians captured a plane, and it was a famous movie, the Raid on Entebbe.
Yeah.
And they went and they rescued the hostages, the Israeli hostages in Africa, there in Uganda.
Right.
It was all about his brother, really, because his brother died on the raid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a documentary thing.
But it's really inspiring and just goes.
Yeah, his brother was an incredible person.
Yeah, it's based on the letters that he wrote to people.
I'm just going to be honest. I'm a big Netanyahu fan, and
yeah,
and it blows my mind. Okay, so you got all these people on Facebook right now and different places like that. Mad at Israel for retaliating or for sending bombs.
Defending themselves.
Thank you. You took the defending themselves. And so here's a lot of the same people, and a lot of my friends, some of my friends, are sitting there making fun of it because I posted a couple of positive videos like, hey, here was something pretty cool. One of the Israeli pilots noticed what looked like children and people down below where they were going to strike, and he goes, hey, I can't pull the trigger. It looks like there's kids down there. Let's move on to the next target. Well, they think of stuff like that. Hamas just lobs those things over there at wherever they're going to hit, and they have no idea.
They lob it purposely in the population centers.
Yeah, exactly, purposely in there, but not knowing who or what, hoping they're going to hit civilians and stuff.
Yeah.
So my thinking is, okay, so you got a bunch of my friends are liberals, and they're all into gay rights and pro-abortion and all that kind of stuff, and yet they'll support Hamas, who is funded by Iran and funded by people who would hang a gay or kill a woman. And matter of fact, in those Muslim countries, if you're a woman who gets raped, you have to have
it's your fault.
four or five witnesses in order to take the guy to court. I mean, that's insane.
No, but they blame them and they stone them like if they brought it on themselves if they get raped.
Yeah. So my thinking is, are you insane? It's like, how do you support somebody like Hamas, who supports all that kind of stuff, and that's their partners, and yet it's just so hypocritical or just backwards thinking.
They say it's freedom of religion and we can't judge their religion, but they have no problem judging the Christian religion and attacking it constantly.
Exactly.
Right. It's tolerance for everybody except the Jews, the Christians, and conservatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty sick. All right.
But
so
this movie is fantastic. You should watch it. It's called.
What's the name of it?
Follow Me, the Yoni Netanyahu story.
Really? Okay. I'll look it up.
And then we watched Taking Chance. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen that? It's Kevin Bacon. It's like a true story of a Marine colonel who escorts. I didn't even know this until I saw the movie, that all the people that die in a war zone, they get escorted back by somebody, like another military person, all the way back home till they get them home. And It's a true story of a colonel that escorts a corporal body back to his home.
A young man, probably about 20.
I think I might have seen that and not.
It's a few years old.
I was watching. Yeah.
It's a few years old.
Yeah. I think I might have. Lisa texted me the other day this movie that she wanted to see. Now, where did you see the previews? Probably on 700 Club.
700 Club, probably.
She watches that religiously.
Yeah, I love it.
No pun intended.
Stories.
And then me, I what?
You listen while you're in here doing your work.
Yeah, well, I'll
Chimes
watch.
in once in a while.
I don't know. I get hooked up into we both love to watch 24. I've got.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys watch it this
Final
year?
Nights tomorrow.
What was it?
24.
Oh, I haven't watched it. I've watched the opening one this year, and that's it so far.
Do you have any of them taped?
I don't. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, I taped them all just in case.
Yeah. No, I love 24 though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the screen region. We're going to take a look at my screen, and let me pull it over here, and let's take a look at some topics. So I don't know. Can you guys see across the top of my screen, or are you seeing anything in the way? Okay. So the first thing that comes up, I've got. Let's look at. All right, this was stupid. Never mind. This was a story I picked. Well, let's just hit this really quick, just because it's not political or anything, and it's fascinated me. Okay. This family, I came across a story today. A family stumbled across a mysterious door in their backyard a decade ago. Now, seriously, if you come across this steel plate with a chain and it's 10 years, would you guys open it up, or would you just let it go for 10 years because you're afraid to look?
Oh, I'd open it up right away.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, I would have been busting that chain up, and because I'm thinking, hey, maybe there's old coins or there's old stuff, or who knows, I want to check that thing out. So let's go down here and see if we can see the pictures of what they found. Here we go. So there it is, opened. Got a ladder in there. Looks pretty clean. They found the bunker was filled with water and floating boxes that could float. It was not floating because it wasn't wet. As it turns out, this was a Cold War fallout shelter. And in there is butterscotch bits, butter mints, raisins, lifesavers, chocolate syrup, a telephone directory. Seriously? Oh well. Toilet paper, Kleenex, towels, candles, a hose, all kinds of stuff. So basically, it was just preppers. 10 years ago, preppers. Now, I think that Utah probably has the highest percentage of people who save food, don't they? Isn't that part of like the Mormon way of life or religion or whatever?
Story.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's strongly emphasized, and they talk about it and guide people how to do it all the time.
Now, Martin, are you Mormon?
No.
You're not. And no. Anna, your family is, but you're not.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you guys have like a storage of food? Are you prepping? Are you ready for anything like that yourselves, or what's your feelings on that?
We can't disclose that on air.
So you're not, but you don't want to let your family know. Because you're supposed to.
We don't want the neighbors to know. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Really.
I'm woefully unprepared.
You don't want to tell anybody because they might break in for it if they really need it.
Yeah, I mean, my brother, one of my brothers, about, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, and I got to be honest, I haven't talked to him in probably 2 years. They had some guy come to church, and he was talking to them about getting ready and prepping and all that. But his big thing, this is kind of weird, but who knows, was about the North Korea getting a nuclear weapon, and so they built this fallout shelter or bomb shelter or whatever in their backyard. And then they got barrels and barrels and barrels of water and food and all that. Like Glenn Beck, well, he's Mormon, so Glenn Beck pushes these big food kits on his show. And so my brother was like, oh, yeah, you got to do all this, and we're going to go down there in case of the nuclear bomb. Well, okay, I can see doing all that for emergency purposes because it makes sense to and it's smart, but not in the case of an emergency bomb. Number one, if you're a Christian and you believe you want to see Jesus, well, there's a nuclear bomb. Just look up and blink and you're gone, right? Just go to heaven.
Yeah.
What are you doing trying to hang on to here for?
It's a good idea to have stuff in case of I mean, look at the people in New Jersey when they were like weeks or a couple months without power and food and all. It's a good idea to have some
for emergency like that.
Emergencies like that, or Katrina down there.
Yeah.
That's
not
really
for a nuclear. Not for me. Not for a nuclear bomb.
If it's the end of the world, I don't want to be around.
No, exactly. You can stick your head up and you got all the food in the world, and in about 5 minutes your hair's going to fall out and your skin's going to cripple, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just take me 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, my son's science teacher told the class that if he saw a nuclear weapon go off in the area, he'd be running to it, not from it, because he'd want to be
really?
home. Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to like try to live through that.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, especially, it's the thing that blows my mind, especially what a lot of these people preach this stuff are churches and Christians and Mormons and all this who believe that, hey, when I die, I'm going to heaven, or I don't know what Mormons believe, but Christians believe when I die, I'm going to heaven. I think Mormons believe that only 144,000 go, or what, I don't know. Isn't that right?
I guess it depends on which one you're talking to, but no, I mean, I was raised Mormon, so I understand the doctrine very well. I actually taught in the church for a long time, so that is not actual doctrine, but I'm sure there's some who say it.
Might be
Okay. See, and that's the thing.
Parts of some things.
I know. It's like I was coaching this girls basketball team for a long time. It's both my daughters played. And one of our girls, she was the center, and she couldn't. I found out that she wasn't supposed to play on Sundays, and I'm like, oh, geez, man, are you kidding me? No, we have our, like a 4-hour session, or we meet in our ward,
Meetings.
And the neighbors
Meetings
all.
They do?
Yeah, isn't it called a ward?
It is, yes.
And so everybody who's gathered together by last name, is that how it is, or?
It's not. It's broken up into different areas as far as like the wards are going to have a certain geographical area, and then they all take care of each other, I guess you would say, and then it goes even bigger to what's called stakes, and that will take in so many wards in a geographical area, and then it expands out from there. So there's a structure to how it's set up that way.
Gotcha. Did you guys ever see the South Park cartoon about Joseph Smith?
I did. I believe I saw that. Oh, no, which one did I see? I saw a Saturday Night Live one, actually, that was actually quite funny, but I'm not sure about the South Park.
There's one, and it's like, dum, 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 Joseph Smith went out, da. I mean, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. But anyways, this was like 10 years ago, and I, honest to God, did not know Joseph A. Smith was the Mormon guy. And I thought it was Oral Roberts. And I said to the mother, I was trying to joke. I was just joking. I was trying to make light of it. I go, Linda, I said, if you let forget her name now. I said, if you let Jill play on Sunday, we'll all stand around and say a prayer, and we'll even mention your guy's leader, Oral Roberts. She goes, what? I go,
at least
what do you mean? She goes, it's Joseph A. Smith. I go,
at least she laughed about it.
Yeah, well, for one, she knows that I don't have a serious bone in my body. I was only joking. Yeah. And number two, I love them, and they know that, and so she let her play. She goes, we just can't tell Mel. You can't tell the husband. But they let her play. So anyway, I was just wondering about that. All right, so let's hit my screen. I'm going to take that one off, And then if there's any stories on here, oh, golly, I hate to do this because I'm not giving you guys a fair shot at picking a subject, but I'm going to knock this one off in a second. Did you see this today? A Target security officer was fired after reporting a shoplifting. You know why?
Why?
It was a police officer who did the shoplifting.
Oh, good heavens.
Yeah. Dallas Northington spent nearly 8 years working for Target in loss prevention, roaming the stores, scanning surveillance cameras. In an episode at the Leesburg Target in May that he said was typical, a man was allegedly captured twice on video shoplifting. And Northington responded, as he said he always did. He called the Leesburg police, made a report, and provided the videos of the two incidents. But the man in the video may have been a Fairfax County sheriff's deputy. He soon learned. And within days, two things happened. The deputy retired from the sheriff's office, and Target fired Northington, a married father of two, with a third child on the way.
Wow.
How about that?
I think that's a court case for him for unlawful discharge.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, for sure.
It claims, of course, they're going to have their reasons. Northington said Target officials told him that he had violated procedure by not filling out the proper paperwork before contacting the police, though he said his office had operated the same way for years. So, anyways, that's just BS.
Absolutely.
So, all right, I've got a website up here. Have you guys ever seen Gawker?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
I love Gawker. Gawker's got it's got stupid stories that most people don't report on. And I'm going to bust through a couple of these here, and you guys say, hey, that one's good, or that sucks. Don't open any of them, and we'll move on to the Smoking Gun or CNN. And can you guys read my screen on that or no?
Yeah. You
can't. So you can see where it says reputed difficult person, Katherine Heigl?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see what you guys are seeing very well, especially with my glasses. Anything on there look like opening or no?
Not so far.
International space. Boston bombing survivor kicked out of TJ Maxx because of service dog.
Oh my.
Argentina allowed this very stoked-bearded dog. Teen dies after hitting overpass while standing on a double-decker bus. Are you kidding me? A 16-year-old boy has died after striking a freeway overpass in California while standing up on a double-decker bus.
Wow.
Could we just say what a dumbass, or is that a sad story?
I don't know what to say on that one. Maybe both.
Yeah.
Jersey City cop killed after responding to Walgreens. Cake boss rescued. All right, nothing on that webpage. So now we're on Smoking Gun. Have you guys ever seen this?
There was the UN calling for Israel ceasefire. Like if it's. Oh, never mind. We already covered it.
Well, talk about it. Tell us what your thoughts, because you saw. You mean a story that you already saw?
It's just no, I saw a cartoon. It was pretty funny. It showed Hamas bombs Israel. Hamas bombs Israel over and over. Hamas bombing Israel. Last one, Israel defends itself, and the last frame was Israel defends itself, and then the media finally says something. It says Israelis attack Hamas. You know. I don't know where it was, but it's just nobody says anything when Hamas does something, but as soon as Israel defends themselves, they get attacked by the media and everybody else, and Obama, and there it is, that one. Yeah.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah.
I know. Yep. Exactly. Okay, so I'll just be honest. So I put this on my page the other day. And one of my friends, let's see here, said, oh, he's not on there now. One of my friends was, oh, here it is. Yeah, this is accurate. Well, first of all, 2 people liked his comment. Both of the people who liked his comment were people who liked the photo. My friend was being facetious. My friend likes Hamas, and they mistook it. He was being tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, this is accurate. He actually thinks that he believes the way that that story goes. Yeah, it's pretty sad. And he's one of my good friends. He's a liberal, and he's for gay rights and for all that stuff. So he's for all the things that Hamas and their supporters are against. So I never understand that. So the Smoking Gun, have you guys ever seen this website?
No.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've never really. I just kind of looked at it today. There's really nothing on here that would cause us to talk about anything. Blood and Guts and A Moment to Magic, that was the show today. We don't care about that.
The soccer?
Yeah. Now, I almost opened this story. A brothel in Baghdad was raided, 34 die. I'm shocked. Oh, matter of fact, here, let's open this, see if, I'm going to bet that, I don't know if it's here. I read somewhere on here that ISIS is getting ready to possibly bomb Mecca. Now, wouldn't that I mean, that would be, they're Muslims, aren't they? ISIS?
Yes.
Yeah. So what would they be doing bombing the #1 holy site in the world? Let me see. For their own people.
Well, I don't know that anyone is really their people, this group that's going around, because they're destroying all of the religious sites everywhere that belongs to, the Muslims as well. So
I wonder does anybody even really know what they stand for?
Violence?
No. It's just weird. I have no idea what the hell they stand for.
Well, and that's the thing that I don't understand is why these people who say they're the peaceful Muslims stay associated with the Muslim religion. Why not get out of it, get into different religions if they know that this is what's going on and this is how their religion is being perceived due to the actual actions of these people. I don't see why they stay in it and then cry out for us to see them as peaceful people. It perplexes me.
I in talking to some of them, okay, I've got a Facebook friend, and she is from, what is that? Brunei, all right, where the Sultan of Brunei is and all that. And she said, because I asked the question, first of all, okay, so I made a comment on there, and she was a Facebook friend from my early days when I was playing Mafia Wars, and so that's how I picked up a whole bunch of Muslim friends actually from doing that. And so I had posted something that was, I guess you would call it anti-Muslim, and I'd call them radicals or whatever. And then she made some snide comment on my page, and then I'm like, really? So I go over to her page and I see her bragging to her friends that, oh, some stupid American guy made these comments and blah, 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 but I put him in his place. And so I emailed her and I go, really, put me in my place? Then just explain to me why it is that you call yourself moderate, but yet you stay silent on these things. I said, I honestly want to know. Good dialogue here. And basically, she had said that they're as afraid as we are. So I said, you're staying silent because you are afraid of the alleged 5 or 10% as we are. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Good point on your part. So.
I mean, and there was a video I'd like to show. I'll find it and I'll show it coming up. I showed it on our regular blast, and it was a Muslim preacher, and he was sitting there talking to all of the huge audience at his church or whatever, and he was laughing at how we call them radicals. And so he says, do you believe, he's talking to the audience, do you believe that it is just that homosexuals should be hanged? And everyone raised their hands. He goes, do you believe that a woman should be silent and in her place? They all raised their hand. See, that's not so radical, is it? And then he goes, do you believe that a woman should be stoned for adultery? They all raised their hands. So he kept saying all these things, and they all raised their hands. He goes, see, there's 1,000 of us out here. We all agree. So how are we all radical? We're not radical. This is what we believe. And it was a pretty telling thing, is that when we call them radical Muslims, they don't believe that they're radical.
Because that's their norm.
That's their norm. That's what they believe is normal. Yeah. Here, Raquel's wide awake. I'm gonna hold her for a second and get her in the picture here. Look at how happy she is. Hey, Raquel. Let's make you famous. Gonna be famous? Raquel has her own talk show. We haven't done it for a little while, but it's called Raquel Speaks SBS, and SBS, Shaken Baby Syndrome. And even though she can't speak, she can still communicate. And so that's what I say, Speaks SBS. She communicates in her own way, and she can't necessarily do it deliberately. But like, for instance, this morning, I don't know, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden I hear her just scream, one scream.
Ah.
Yeah. And so I jump out of bed and I go running into her room and I look, and she's just laying there. And as soon as I walk in, I go, hey, Raquel. She breaks out in this big smile like that. And I told Lisa, I said, our first thought is, oh, she had a seizure or something. But that was her communicating. She knew that if she let out a scream, we're going to come running. And it wasn't like she was crying. Time. She just let it out so we would come. Yeah. So,
sometimes
anyway,
it's a seizure. Sometimes it's just a yell.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
we're still run in there. Is she okay? Everything okay?
Yeah, exactly. We're running there a lot. But the theory behind it is, Raquel and I would sit and do what we're doing right now, but we would talk to another shaken baby caregiver and their child and find out what they're going through and what their life is like, and just do about a 10-minute interview to kind of raise awareness and let people know, what happens if you shake a baby. Yeah. Did you guys ever see the video that I did with the eggs and everything and shows what happens?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'll send you guys the link on it sometime. It got, not a lot of you. If you have a dog,
even if just one person saw it, then
yeah,
it would bring awareness.
If you have a dog barking or a cat jumping off a ledge like that one did, you can easily get 1 million hits. You do something that's educational or serious, and nobody cares. But it got like 20,000 views, and people have wanted to play it in schools and stuff like that. So that was pretty good. But it basically talks about exactly what happens when you shake a baby. Anyways, let me go on to a couple of more topics here and just see if there's anything.
You pulled one your thing out. Right here. There we go.
Oh, can you? I keep pulling her earpiece out. Here, you do that.
It's okay. Do you want me to hold her?
Yeah, you hold her.
I'd like to use your. There we go. Come over here, kiddo. Yeah.
All right, so I pulled up Fox News. White House doubles down on the notion of most transparent administration. He's still trying to say that they're transparent. You believe that freaking?
He's got narcissistic personality disorder, straight up.
He's got a lot of disorders.
A lot of disorders, yeah, no kidding.
Oh my God.
Not unbeatable. Rubio attacks Clinton ahead of potential 2016 bid. Rubio, you want to make me throw up. How do you guys feel about Rubio? You like him?
I don't like him. He's just
What?
another. He's might as well just elect another Democrat. He's the same.
Yep, I agree. That when he joined the Gang of Eight, what that is, the Gang of Eight was 8 senators who all wanted immigration reform, and the conservatives want us to lock down the border first and then talk about immigration. But Rubio, this guy right here, he was supposedly a Tea Party conservative type person, and all of a sudden he joined John McCain and all these traitors, and it was like as soon as he did that, it was like, you know what, you're done, write you off. Nice. We just had a fella named Jeddah, who is Islamic, Arabic, I believe. It's got Arabic writing. It gave us a big smile. Thank you, Jeddah. On our show, you guys. So. Sorry.
Thanks for watching.
Anyways, what else is on here?
Are you going to bring that video up with the news reporters?
Which one?
The 2 lady news reporters taking down the kids for getting straight A's?
Oh, let's do that, because that one really ticked you off today.
Oh yes.
I showed it to Lisa earlier.
Was that the one with the party? They had the party for
Yeah.
great grades.
Yeah, let's do that.
What was it, A's and B's?
Straight A's.
Oh, straight A's.
For a certain portion of the party.
Oh, okay.
Let's go like this. Let's load that. Here we go.
Since my U.S. Airways Premier World MasterCard gives me a companion ticket.
Of course, we have to wait for the stupid commercial.
Oh,
So I was
there's
gonna-
a commercial.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be paying us on the blast to
Advertising.
advertise. Here we go.
New at 10, it was supposed to be an honor celebration of school achievement, but apparently the best part of the party at a Montgomery County middle school was only for straight A students. Well, tonight, parents were upset that some other students were excluded from that party. Fox 5's Karen Gray Houston is...
Okay, hold on. Anna, do you agree that they should get the party for only straight A students or not? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Martin, what do you think?
Yes.
Lisa, what do you think?
Yes.
Now, earlier today, you weren't sure.
I was kind of, yeah. I think they should all get a party, but I mean,
They all got a party,
yeah, I know.
but not all of
Just
them got all the
special treatment
benefits.
for the A students, and that's okay.
Okay.
That's all right.
I was just curious what everybody thought.
Just back from Silver Spring with all the details. Karen?
Hey, Sean, straight A students at Eastern Middle School were invited to a party. It started during 7th period, and that's the final period of the day. Well, students who got A's, B's, and C's could come later, after the pizza was served. And if your grades were not up to snuff, you didn't even get an invitation at all.
Speaking of not getting an invitation, we were not allowed inside for the party at Eastern Middle School either. So we know a little about what it's like to be left out. At the end of the class day, hundreds of students who piled onto the school buses had not been invited to the dance, which we hear from the straight A students was quite a party.
You got A's in everything?
Yeah.
That make you smart. How was the party?
Awesome.
It was fun.
What did you guys do at the party?
Well, we danced, and then there was a game room where you could play board games.
Lesser grades, you were led into the party after school was out, but straight A's, you got all the perks. And even the A students thought that wasn't quite right.
The kids that got A's, they got to eat pizza and soda.
And what about if you got B's and C's?
You just get soda.
No pizza? Doesn't that seem wrong?
I guess.
It wasn't really fair to people, but I think.
Okay, I gotta rewind this one thing. I want you to listen to the way that the reporter
thought it wasn't fair.
Well, I want you to listen to the way that the reporter phrased the question to the little black kid. Okay, hold on. Listen to this.
No pizza?
Nope.
Here it
Doesn't that
comes.
seem wrong?
I guess.
It wasn't really fair.
She says, "Doesn't that seem wrong?" In other words, she was feeding the kid like first the kid was all happy because he did well and was rewarded for it, and an adult says, "Doesn't that seem wrong?" So she led the kid, but here
To people, but I think it just like motivated you to work harder if you wanted to stay there the whole time.
Thank you.
Some parents had mixed feelings about separating students and rewarding them based on their grades.
It's an incentive for children to do well, as well as for some students who don't make it, it can be a little discouraging.
Others wonder if officials at Eastern Middle School should go in another direction.
I'm not sure that that's the kind of thing that actually motivates kids. I don't think that they're working hard for 2 months to, go to a party at school for an hour.
A spokeswoman for the school system told Fox 5 recognitions are decided at the school level in collaboration with the school community, and said many schools recognize achievement in a variety of ways. The spokeswoman said if parents have questions or suggestions, they are encouraged to bring it up with their principal and other officials at their school.
Well, there's nothing new about recognizing outstanding students for academic achievement, but what some parents and students at Eastern are concerned about is this emphasis on straight A's and also on separating students into groups in a school that also includes a magnet program, Sean.
I can certainly understand their concern there, Karen. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Anna's ready to unleash over here. She can't stay still.
Wow.
Go ahead. Let's have it.
Oh, I don't know. Just so many different places you can go with that. I mean, first of all, the community should be absolutely ticked off at these women. I mean, here you have, so much of the argument of these black successful people, they want to be recognized on their merits and they want to be celebrated. They want to be able to be promoted based on their work. And then here's these black ladies telling this black young man, how dare you be happy you're being celebrated for, getting good grades and straight A's. How dare you think that that's okay? What purpose does that serve the black community? I don't know. Maybe she's worried that he's going to grow up and he's going to take her job based on merits and she got there through affirmative action. I don't know. I don't know what. I guarantee you that she would be ticked off if she found out her assistant at the news station made the same amount of money as her. I bet her whole argument would change now on whether you should be recognized for more work or harder work or studying more. It just kills me.
Now, that's an excellent point. I hadn't even thought about the reporter. If she found out that her assistant was making as much money as her, she would have been upset. Yeah. That's an excellent point. True. Why is she getting rewarded over me when I'm doing more than her because I did the extra work to be able to get on the air? Huh.
Yeah. That's real life. They should do more of that as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So that kids are ready for real life. That's the whole purpose of school and growing up, is to prepare you for real life, and making everybody equal doesn't prepare you at all.
Wow.
Well, and it reminds me, and I looked it up here real quick, 'cause it reminded me of that movie, Stand and Deliver. Do you remember that movie about the Hispanics that were in the really rough school where there was just tremendous amounts of gang violence? No one was able to pass anything, and he had migrated here from Bolivia, and the teacher did, and he went into the class and he helped these Hispanic students be able to become some of the top math students in the country. They passed what were the tests that they passed? Let me see.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's an amazing story. But he went in there and he taught them. It doesn't matter if people tell you you're disadvantaged. If you study hard and you come in after school with me, you come in on Saturdays, I will get you prepped for this. They would have the highest calculus passing classes in the nation. And he had to come, when he got to the United States, he didn't have the credentials he needed to be a teacher, so he worked for 10 years to redo all of his classes so he could go in and teach them, you can overcome. You can do this. You know, and
that was, what was it, Edward James Olmos or something?
Yeah, that was the actor who played him.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was a true story?
It is a true story, you know, and those type of movies, all of those movies are inspirational. They teach you to work hard to get somewhere and be recognized for it. There's nothing wrong with being recognized for getting to where you want to go. I would love to see someone get one of those football movies, and where, you know, the lower income school came and they worked really hard and they came and beat the best team in the whole state, and then have it at the very end, just cut it and have them tell them, you know what, instead of giving you guys the championship and all the trophies, we're going to bring the other team out and we're going to let you all be the champions and have the trophy. Boy, that's for a movie. I mean, I've yet to see him make a movie on that.
Right on.
It's ridiculous.
Did you guys see Coach Carter?
I haven't seen it. My kids have seen it. They loved it.
I'm telling you, Honest Engine, rent that movie.
I think it's on our list.
It's true story.
Denzel Washington?
No, Samuel L. Jackson. And it's a true story, and it is absolutely worth seeing. Yeah.
Well, you know, the fact of the matter is, on that situation with those kids, you know, somebody's going to get their feelings hurt. Someone's going to feel bad if they have a party for everybody. I mean, if you're the straight A student and you know, all of a sudden are told you can't have the party by yourselves as straight A students to celebrate that. We have to bring someone else in. They're going to feel jilted. They're going to feel like, hey, why can't I get some recognition? You know, somebody's going to get hurt along the way. People need to learn to deal with their emotions. You don't always get invited to things if you're not qualified. You don't always,
True.
you know, you're not always going to be invited to, you know, sports events to play if you don't have the capabilities to do it. You're not going to get off the job if you can't do it. So who cares? People just need to learn to deal with their feelings or hurt feelings. And parents need to teach their kids to answer those reporters when they say, well, gee, you know, do you think that's fair? Well, yes, I do think it's fair.
Yeah, because they were trying to shame the kids who were successful and did well. Me personally, when I started out high school at what we call a vocational high school. It's called Benson Polytechnic High School. There was...
Used to be an all-boys school.
It used to be an all-boys school, and then when I started, there was like 13 girls my freshman year. And so the theory was that for the first 2 years, one of the classes you would take for half a day is, let's say, electric. Or you could do sheet metal or machine shop or stuff like that.
Did you ever do any of those?
Photography. Yeah, I did all of them. Did a bunch of them.
I'm just wondering.
And and then the second half of the day, you had to take your regular classes, and they had a radio station there called KBPS, and I volunteered extra. And I worked at KBPS, and I sat there and I ran my own little radio show. Then we started a thing called Summer Sound, and God, that was 35 years ago now. Oh my God, how old am I? Okay, next summer, we're having our 35th. What do you call it? Reunion. So if I was a freshman, that's 35. Shit. That was 39 years ago when I was a freshman. That's crazy to say 40 years ago. But now 40 years later, I'll tell you what, sometimes something gets in your blood and you just know and you feel it. Here 40 years later, we're doing a webcast and we're on and doing that kind of stuff. I guess it's always been a love of mine and a passion to do something like that. because I was on, started Summer Sound and did all the radio. But long story short, I had to leave Benson after the first quarter and go over to Grant, which is a public high school, because I was getting.
He was supposed to meet me.
God had his plan. There you go.
I like it.
I would not have met her had I not moved over to Grant. Now, Grant was our local public high school right across the street from my grade school, where most of my friends went. A bunch of us, some of us got accepted. You had to get accepted to get into Benson. And it's not that it was hard. It's that maybe I wasn't supposed to be there because I literally was getting D's and F's. And had I stayed there...
You would have never went to that pizza party.
Yeah, I would have never went to a pizza party. But I was freshman class president.
You would have had pop only.
Yeah, pop only. I was doing the radio show. I was doing a lot of stuff. I was playing soccer. I was varsity soccer my freshman year, but I was flunking out. And I think I have ADHD for sure. And
you did really well when you came to Grant.
Yeah, when I came to Grant, I came there after the first quarter.
Student body president.
I became my junior year I ran for student body president. For my senior year, and I was. But I had to work. Basically, I had to start over because my whole freshman year, the first quarter was D's and F's. I had 0 credits. I mean, 0. And I finished on time, but I had to apply myself and work hard.
Yeah.
And when I ran for student body president,
Did you get credit for that? I think you got a credit for that.
No, but I kind of thought student government. Yeah, I think I might have got an extra credit for doing that. But my theory is that hey, if the teachers think that I'm super busy and involved as student body president, maybe they'll cut me a break. So maybe give me a C instead of a D or an F. But I was not. So the way that I ran was I told everybody there was 3 of us running. 4 of us running. They took our picture, and then we all did our own little verbiage as to why we wanted to have people vote for us. I said, I'll never forget it. I said, I'm not a straight A bookworm. I'm an average student like most of yourselves. I know what you want, and I know how to get it.
And I knew how to get the vote. And that's how I got it.
And I won. I was honest though, but I worked my ass off, and I didn't graduate with a big 4.0. My dad was class valedictorian, which meant he got plus A 4 straight years. I couldn't do that. It's not me.
Right.
I tried though, and I never saw myself as a victim for anything.
Well, you learned working skills. I heard this guy speak one time, and he was talking about him and his brother, and he said growing up that he always had natural talent as far as like music went. School was very easy for him. He was always on the honor roll or whatnot, and his brother wasn't the same way. And his brother felt like during those years like he was a little bit, appreciated as much by his parents because he wasn't as gifted and as smart. But when they got out of high school and into the real world, the older brother came to realize that he never learned how to work. And things weren't always just going to be super easy like they were when he was growing up through high school. And he had to actually relearn how to actually function in college and in jobs where things weren't just super easy. But his brother had learned how to work and was actually way more successful faster than he was as far as the work ethic went.
I remember when we first got married, I was working as a warehouseman for Grand Tree Furniture, and I was making $4.75 an hour, $4.75 an hour. I was the lowest guy in the totem pole there, the first one who would have and should have got fired, and almost did several times. I had a really bad anger problem, short temper. I was an ass. I really was. And they had a new manager come in, and he was hard. He was hard, but he saw something in me, and he started to give me responsibilities. And I accomplished all of that. He gave me some shit jobs. I'll never forget Mrs. Oppenrud. And Mrs. Oppenrud was this probably 400-pound woman who bought cheap furniture from Grantree, and the cushions went flat. Duh, because she laid on them all the time. And this would break and that would break. And she would call, and she'd want her stuff
She
repaired.
slept on the sofa?
Yeah, he sent me out to Mrs. Oppenrood's house. Probably
You remember her name still?
15. Yeah, I'll never forget it. Probably 15 times over 2 years. He gave me the crap jobs, and I took care of that lady, and I fixed her stuff, and it taught me a lot of stuff. And so I remembered one time when I was lead warehouseman, and I always told my daughters this story. I said, when nobody was around, I would go and sweep the aisles, and I would toss the stuff on it that picked up the dust. And I thought to myself, you know what? Nobody ever is going to see this aisle. Ever. So why bother doing it? I should just sit in the office and read or whatever, waiting for a customer to pick up their furniture. And I said to myself, I'm going to do this anyways because I'm going to force myself into good habits and force myself to work and teach myself to do the right thing because I will know that it's clean. And I always told my daughters, I said, even if nobody ever knows you're doing it, make yourself be a good worker.
Right. And I promise you there's a lot of those kids who earned those straight A's, and why shouldn't they be rewarded for it?
Yeah.
And I promise you that the ones whose parents who wanted their B and C students to be at that party, that a lot of those kids know in their heart that they could do better, but they just didn't put the effort into it.
Right.
So as a general rule, most people know.
Right.
I got to tell you, from being the low man on the totem pole, making $4.75 an hour,
I can't believe that.
making myself.
How did we live off that?
Well, making myself become a good worker. Lisa, where did that end up? What did I become? Through Grantree.
Oh, we traveled.
We traveled.
And
We ended
sent us
up.
to California, to Colorado.
Yeah.
They sent us. I became a
went.
fix-it man. Yep.
Yeah.
I would go
Yeah.
and I would. They sent me down to San Antonio for warehouse problems to fix and write procedures, and then lead salesman. And from there, I ended up managing stores and turning them around in Colorado Springs, in Aurora, San Diego, all over. And then finally, I left and cashed in my stocks, and we bought our first house.
Fantastic.
13 years later.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, those kids that work that much harder to get that pizza at the party, it'll pay off in years down the road.
And it's also good for the kids to miss out on the pizza, so they'll do what you did and dig in and find a way to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, for sure.
So it actually is a very good tool for the B and C students to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
You think it seems so simple, something so simple like pizza, but they do care,
Hey, if food's involved, I'm in.
Yeah.
I do sales at State Farm. When someone wants to give me a food gift card, I'm all in. Coffee gift card.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying this to like brag at all, but because of me making myself sweep those aisles, and I became very, very proud and competitive of my work and jobs.
Right.
Where in the last 14 years in sales for the company that I work for now, Lisa, name a couple of the places that we've gone together as for sales contests out of 85 people. Just name it.
I can't even think right now. Well, I know one trip we didn't get to go on, but
What?
we did get it.
What?
Paris. We were supposed to go to Paris, and we lost.
I won a trip to Paris and London, and 2 weeks before we were to leave, Raquel got shook, and she was in intensive care, so I had to give the trip up.
Yeah, we had to get
But we have been to Aruba, Jamaica, Cabo, Boca Raton. I've been to, over 30 trips in the last, over 30 trips in the last 7 years, and that equals out to
they're all inclusive.
3 a year.
So are those based on sales?
Yeah.
Oh, so tell me this. Do you think that you would have gotten all those trips had you not taught yourself to work like that, and they just like promoted you to manager right off the bat?
No
or
way.
Whatever group.
No way. I had to work.
Just gave him that drive to wanna. To wanna.
I became.
Win, it's competition is what it is.
I've been to Costa Rica 3 years in a row.
I'm gonna get it.
I've been in NASCAR races. I mean, there's so much stuff that we've gone on and that I've gone on. It's not even funny.
That's true. You've been to spring training how many times?
I've been to spring training baseball 3 or 4 times in a row. Matter of fact, I flooded out Wigwam Resort one time.
Broke a pipe.
Yeah, that's another story. That was 4 o'clock in the morning. I had a migraine headache and no migraine Excedrin, and I decided to take a hot bath, and I laid under the water, and these hotels put regulators on their they tighten the screw so that when you turn on the hot water, it will only go super warm. It won't go really hot. And so I wrenched on it a little bit, and then when I went to turn it off,
I can get this to get a little hotter if I want.
The handle broke off in my hand, and thus the pipe did, and water was shooting out, and
sirens went off, and they had to evacuate. Everybody in that party was walking the streets because they couldn't go back in their rooms.
300 people at 4:30 in the morning in their underwear walking around looking for the fire.
Copper.
Oh, sounds like something that happened to me.
Yeah.
So I guess my last comment for the night on that is that these parents with the B and C students, now's the time to let them not go to the pizza party while the costs are low. It's just a pizza. And the kids who are discouraged by it, then those are the ones that can be motivated to work towards that goal. The kids who don't give a rat's you-know-what about the pizza, it's not going to help them to go to the pizza party anyway. So the costs are low now, parents. Let them fail and let them work for it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we have gone a little bit over time, which is okay. We're feeling our what do they call feeling our way through, sowing our oats, figuring it out. And I'm not sure that I like this the forum that we did tonight exactly, where we pull up different websites. I think what we'll do next time is talk ahead.
You don't know unless you try.
Yeah, we'll try it. We tried it. I think next time what we'll do is we'll talk during the week and have 2 or 3 different topics ready to go that we can sit and talk about, like we just did the one that you just said, hey, do you want to play that video? That turned into a really good discussion on that stuff. So I think maybe that's the way to go, is to pick some topics out that we all want to talk about and how we think about and do that. So we give this one a try.
Yeah.
Raquel's stepping up.
Thanks for joining.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And your granddaughter looks like you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, Raquel.
Thank you. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, she's going to be 7 years old July 31st.
Oh, fantastic.
Girl.
Yeah. So,
well, my son's leaving in just a week and a half down there to McAllen, Texas. So I'll hear from him once a week. I'll let you guys know what I hear. He'll be in there in a church capacity, but I'm sure he's going to see a lot. So.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. And he's going to be down there for 2 years?
He is.
And how old is he?
He's 18.
Oh,
Wow.
fun.
That's awesome.
What an experience that will be.
We're still going to take the show out this way. No, we don't have to sing, but we do have to say, turn out the lights.
You have to sing.
The party's over. Anyways, it was great. Let me do this. You still have to have that out, right? So, I wait for